In the last video, we spoke about what water can offer, the healing potential, the philosophy, the vitalistic principles that make this practice so profound. In this video, we want to answer a more specific question, one that every thoughtful person asks before they go any further. What actually happens? What is water fasting precisely? What does the body do when all food is removed and only water remains? And why? In a world full of diets and cleanses and fasting protocols of every variety, is water-only fasting categorically different from everything else? Those are the right questions. Let's answer them properly. Let us begin with something that should change how you receive everything that follows. Prolonged water fasting is not a modern wellness trend. It is not a practice invented by health influencers or popularized by best-selling book. It is the oldest documented medical practice in human history. Every major health tradition, across every culture, every continent, every century of recorded medicine arrived at the practice of deliberate, extended fasting independently. Not because they had read each other's texts, because they had observed the same thing, that a body freed from the demands of digestion, given only water and rest and time, does something remarkable. Starting at 460 BC, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, to eat when sick is to feed your illness. The first documented clinical argument for therapeutic fasting as a primary medical intervention. Hippocrates observed that patients who fasted during acute illness recovered more fully than those who ate. 380 BC, Plato and the Greek philosophical tradition documented fasting for mental and physical clarity. The Greek healing temples used extended fasting as a primary preparation for healing. Patients fasted for days under supervision before any other intervention. 300 BC, Ayurvedic medicine in India. The ancient Indian medical system codified therapeutic fasting as a core clinical tool. They described prolonged fasting as a means of clearing accumulated toxins and restoring the body's inherent healing intelligence. 200 BC, traditional Chinese medicine extended fasting integrated into TCM as a tool for clearing excess conditions, resetting the digestive fire, and allowing the body's qi to redirect the digestion to healing. Supervised fasting protocols documented in classical and clinical text. All right, 150 AD, Galen and the Roman medicine. Galen, the most influential physician of the Roman era, documented extended fasting as a treatment for a wide range of serious conditions. His clinical observations became the foundation of Western medical education for over 1,000 years. In the 1870s, Dr. Dewey, the first American physician to systematically document prolonged water fasting as a medical treatment. His clinical records, hundreds of supervised fasts, many for serious conditions, established the modern clinical framework for therapeutic fasting. All right, 1900, Dr. Shelton supervised over 30,000 fasts during his career, one of the largest bodies of supervised fasting experience ever documented. Established the natural hygiene fasting protocol still used in supervised programs today. 1960s, the Buchinger Clinic in Germany, the world's oldest and most scientifically documented medically supervised fasting clinic, operating since 1953, published extensive peer-reviewed research establishing the safety and clinical efficiency of extended supervised fasting. And recently in 2016, Dr. Yoshinori Osumi, Nobel Prize, awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine for his discovery of the mechanism of autophagy, the body's cellular self-cleaning process activated most powerfully during extended fasting. The Nobel Committee's recognition of autophagy science gave fasting its most significant scientific validation in modern history. The point of this history is not to impress you with ancient credentials. It is to say something important. The reason water fasting has been practiced in every culture and every century is not belief. It is observation. Physicians and healers across thousands of years watched what happened to a human body when food was removed and water remained. And they observed the same things independently again and again. Modern science has now given us the molecular explanation for what they observed. And that explanation is, if anything, more extraordinary than the ancient observers imagined. Let us be precise about what we mean when we say water fasting. A prolonged water fast, as we've practiced it here, means consuming only pure water, nothing else, for an extended and medically supervised period of time. No juice, no broth, no supplements, no coffee, no tea, just water. That is the entirety of the intake. This is not a juice fast. It is not a cleanse. It is not intermittent fasting. It is not a modified fast. It is the practice of removing all caloric and nutritional input entirely so that the body can shift its metabolism, its cellular maintenance processes, and its healing resources in a way that partial fasting, however valuable, simply cannot produce. The length of the fast matters. At Sedona Wellness Retreat, our supervised fasting programs begin at 7 days and commonly extend to 21, 28, or 30 or more days, depending on the individual health picture and goals. The reason for this length is not arbitrary. Each additional phase of an extended fast activates healing mechanisms that shorter fasting protocols cannot reach. We will explain exactly what those mechanisms are and why the duration is the medicine in the sections that follow. Water fasting is not about deprivation. It is about the creation of a specific biological state in which the body's own innate intelligence becomes the most powerful medicine available. When the body enters a prolonged water fast, it moves through 4 distinct and increasingly profound physiological phases. Understanding these phases is essential to understanding why the length of fast matters so much and why extending beyond the early, difficult days produces qualitatively different healing than anything available in a shorter fast. Let me take you through each phase in plain language. All right, phase 1, the fuel transition, days 1 to 3. Here's what happens. In the first 24 to 72 hours, the body depletes its glycogen stores, the glucose stored in the liver and muscles. As glycogen is exhausted, insulin falls to its lowest physiological levels. Glucagon rises, and the body begins the shift from burning glucose to producing and burning ketone bodies from stored fat. This metabolic transition is called ketogenesis, and it is the gateway through which all deeper fasting benefits must pass. And what does it mean? The body is switching fuel systems. This is metabolically demanding and can be temporarily uncomfortable, but it is the necessary threshold. Once the body has fully transitioned to ketosis, typically by day 2 or 3, a profound physiological shift has occurred. The body is now running on a fuel source that is cleaner, more stable, and more actively neuroprotective. The brain function often improves noticeably once this transition is complete. So what does it feel like? Days 1 through 3 are typically the most physically challenging of the entire fast. Hunger, headache, fatigue, and mild irritability are common as the body clears glycogen and adapts to its new fuel source. This discomfort is real and it is temporary. It is the body's metabolic adjustment period, not a sign that something is wrong, but a sign that something important is beginning. Next up, phase 2, deep autophagy, days 3 to 7. And here's what happens. Once ketosis is established and insulin has dropped to its lowest levels, the body activates autophagy at its deepest and most systemic expression. Autophagy, from the Greek for self-eating. This is a process by which cells disassemble and recycle their own damaged and dysfunctional components. Damaged proteins, malfunctioning organelles, and critically dysfunctional mitochondria are broken down and their materials are recycled into new cellular components. The Nobel Prize awarded to Dr. Osumi in 2016 specifically recognized the mechanisms of this process. So what does it mean? The body is, at a cellular level, cleaning house. Structures that no longer serve cellular health, including the dysfunctional mitochondria associated with aging, chronic disease, and cancer biology, are being identified, dismantled, and recycled. Autophagy is the body's most fundamental cellular quality control mechanism. It operates continuously at low levels in fed states, but is activated most powerfully and most systemically in the extended fasting state. And this is what it feels like. Many just described a significant shift in clarity and well-being between days 4 and 7. The initial difficulty of the fuel transition has passed. The body is now running efficiently on ketones. A specific quality of mental clarity, sharp, quiet, and clean, is reported by the majority of extended fasters. Physical energy stabilizes. The experience becomes less about endurance and more about presence. All right, phase 3, immune system recalibration, days 7 to 14. And here's what happens. A landmark study published in the Cell Stem Cell documented that prolonged fasting of 72 hours or more triggers a significant depletion of old, damaged white blood cells, followed by the regeneration of new immune from hematopoietic stem cells. The signal to old immune cells to undergo apoptosis, programmed cell death during the fasted state, followed by the proliferation of fresh immune cells during refeeding, represent the genuine partial reset of the immune system. Additional research has documented reduced levels of IGF-1 during extended fasting associated with reduced cellular aging and improved immune regulation. So what does this mean? The immune system is being partially rebuilt. Old immune cells that may have become dysregulated, underactive as in immunosuppression from illness or treatment, or overactive as in autoimmune conditions are cleared. Fresh immune cells with full function take their place. This process has been described in research as a reboot of the immune system and is one of the most compelling mechanisms for why extended supervised fasting has shown promise in both cancer support and autoimmune conditions. So here's what it feels like. By the second week of an extended fast, many guests report a sense of physical quieting that is different from the clarity of the first week. Inflammatory systems, joint pain, swelling, systemic discomfort are often reduced noticeably. Energy levels are more stable and often high. Many guests described a specific quality of calm that is unlike ordinary relaxation. The experience of the nervous system and the immune system that has been genuinely deeply quieted. Up next, phase 4, deep metabolic repair and cellular regeneration, days 14 to 30 plus. And here's what happens. The extended fast beyond 14 days enters the most profound phase of metabolic and cellular repair. Stem cell activity increases. The body's regenerative capacity, its ability to produce new cells of multiple types to replace the damaged ones, is amplified. Inflammatory markers continue to fall. Mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new functional mitochondria, is documented during the extended fasting state. The body is not merely maintaining itself, it is rebuilding at a fundamental level. So what does it mean? This phase is why fasts of 21 or 30 days produce qualitatively different results than shorter fasts. The early phases, fuel transition, autophagy, immune recalibration, are the preparation. This phase is the deep repair. Guests who have completed extended fasts of this length consistently describe changes that persist long after refeeding. Reduced inflammation, improved energy, changes in disease markers, and a quality of physical and mental clarity that many describe as unlike anything they have experienced before. So here's what it feels like. The second and third weeks of an extended fast often feel paradoxically easier than the first. The fuel transition is complete. The body is deeply adapted to the fasting state. An extraordinary internal quiet of a system that has been freed from the work of digestion for an extended period provides a quality of presence and clarity that guests consistently describe as one of the most unexpected gifts of the experience. There is a reasonable and intelligent question that we often hear, and we want to answer it directly. Why does it have to be water only? Isn't juice fasting or modified fasting or intermittent fasting just as effective? The honest answer is no. Not because juice fasting or intermittent fasting are without value, they have real and documented benefits, but because the physiological state produced by water-only extended fasting is qualitatively different from the state produced by any fasting approach that includes caloric or nutritional input. The reason is insulin and autophagy and the specific conditions under which the body's deepest healing mechanisms are activated. Even a small amount of caloric input, the fructose in fruit juice, the amino acids in vegetable broth, the glucose in supplements, raises insulin above the threshold required for maximum autophagy activation. Not dramatically, but measurably. And that measurable insulin elevation is a signal the cells receive to continue normal metabolic operations rather than the shift into deep cellular maintenance mode that produces the most profound healing effects. Water fasting removes that signal entirely. Insulin falls to its physiological floor. The body receives an unambiguous message. All resources that are not essential to survival are now available for repair, recycling, and regeneration. That message and the healing cascade it activates cannot be fully replicated by any other approach. We offer juice fasting and modified fasting programs here at Sedona Wellness Retreat. They have genuine value and they are the right choice for many guests. But for those who are seeking the deepest possible cellular reset, those navigating serious illness, those with complex inflammatory or immune conditions, and those who want the full depth of what therapeutic fasting can offer, water-only extended fasting, properly supervised, is the practice that produces those results. This is not a belief, it is biology, and the biology is compelling enough to stand on its own. We are going to dedicate an entire video in this series to the question of medical supervision and safety in video 6. But we want to say something here because it belongs in any honest discussion of what water fasting is. A prolonged water fast is a significant physiological event. It is extraordinarily safe when it is properly supervised by physicians who are experienced with extended fasting. It is genuinely risky when it is done without that supervision. Not because fasting is inherently dangerous, but because the body undergoes real and significant changes during an extended fast, and those changes require monitoring by someone who knows what it means. Electrolyte shifts, blood pressure changes, the refeeding process, which, if managed improperly, can create serious complications. These are real considerations, and they are exactly why our program exists. Every guest fasting undergoes our care is monitored daily by our medical team. Vital signs, lab values, symptom patterns. We are watching your body's response to the fast, and we adjust the approach when the body asks for it. The history of water fasting includes both remarkable safety records under proper supervision of over 100,000 fasting patients with an extraordinary safety record, and genuine risk in the absence of that supervision. We take that history seriously. The supervision is not an add-on. The supervision is the practice. The science is extraordinary. Autophagy, immune recalibration, metabolic reset, cellular regeneration. These are not small things. They represent some of the most significant documented mechanisms of healing available to the human body. And the research continues to deepen. Every year, the scientific literature on extended fasting grows more compelling. But here is what we want to add to the science. Because the science alone does not tell the complete story. The people who have fasted here 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 30 days, consistently describe something that the biology textbooks are only beginning to find a language for. A quality of clarity, a sense of the body's intelligence made suddenly, unmistakably legible, the experience of inhabiting a body that has been freed from something that it has been carrying for a very long time. And that is perhaps for the first time, working purely and completely on its own behalf. We do not have a phase number for that, but we have witnessed it again and again in guest after guest. And we believe it is real and it is important and it is a part of what we offer. In the next video, we're gonna go deeper into the vitalistic philosophy that guides our approach to water fasting and explain why we trust the body's own intelligence, given the right conditions, more than any external therapy we could offer. We hope you will join us for it.